Friends, welcome back to the Mystics Podcast. Today's conversation has a little something for everyone, including this.
Just
It smelled like cat urine and cigarette smoke.
Yes.
And and then I went in for the full, not even the side hug, not even the defensive hug. I went in for the full frontal body hug. We gave them the hug. They felt special. I told them how great it was to see them.
Yeah.
And do the whole thing. And then I was thinking the next morning, that's a 3 thing. That's
Okay.
one of my things. All right, then, let's get started.
This is a production of Pioneer Dream, celebrating 30 years of moving stories for corporate, nonprofit, and entertainment partners. Please help us keep the conversation going by rating, liking, and subscribing to this podcast. Thank you. Also, make sure to check out our other podcasts, Hope for Humans, funny, usable conversations to help change the world around you, and Got a Minute Mini Podcast, presenting funny stories and independent music, all in about 15 minutes. Now, here's Jay and Anjanette Webster.
Mystics, what is up? Welcome back to the podcast. Hello, Anjanette.
Hey, how you doing?
I am ragged. If you tell our listeners that
Yes.
we are fresh off the middle school awards ceremony,
Yeah.
that's why you can probably tell we smell like teen angst.
We
And
do.
it's just,
I thought it was teen spirit.
it's something.
Either
but it's
way.
a lot of teen.
Yes.
And
they were dressed up. It was cute.
it
a lot
was.
of them were.
Some of them were. Some of them were missing parts of their skirts, but that's fine. That happens. And
They
I
were
know
missing
that.
the bottom halves.
I know nothing will make you sound older than critiquing a next generation's wardrobe,
Yeah.
but still,
It was-
mamas, you got to watch your daughters.
Yeah, I mean, here's
just
the
a little
thing.
bit.
I mean, just put the shorts on under the skirt, and that way, and they went up on stage. Yes,
Yeah.
I mean, that wasn't the overwhelming thing I
No.
was left with,
No,
obviously.
but it was
But
anyway.
a couple times, whoo,
We're in it, guys.
Yeah.
May is the December of springtime, and it's just full on.
Yes.
There's just one thing after
it's
another.
like Christmas without the joy, all the obligations.
Yeah, dude.
No good parties, just
I'm just going to let you in on a little. Since the last time we spoke, here's a little window into our lives. We've had probably since the last time we met, like 4 concert appearances between
Band,
the
orchestra.
percussion, full band,
Yes.
orchestra traveling.
Yes.
Last weekend we did an orchestra contest in the Guthrie, Oklahoma.
Yes.
Which then led us on to Frontier City.
Oh, the amusement park,
Of
so
which
good.
we were for the 3rd year in a row chaperones.
Yes.
Which is, I use that term loosely.
It is loose.
What they do is they shut you in an enclosed space,
Yeah, you
which
can't
is the
get
theme
out.
park.
Right.
And then they give you the name of about 5 kids with their cell phone numbers.
Yes.
And then periodically over the 5 hours time slot,
Yeah.
you say, "You guys good?" And
Yeah.
they text back and say, "Yes, Mr. Webster, we're good."
That was it. I basically sent one out. I was like, y'all alive? They were like, yep. I'm like, okay, see you at the awards.
And then they're all color coordinated because they're all wearing the Brew and Blue T-shirts.
Right.
So you know to look for them. And the only downside is this is our 3rd year. The first year,
When you're 6th grade, it's
Magical.
Frontier City is like, oh my gosh.
our daughter signed on for the whole ticket. She was going to ride every ride. She's going to do her first roller coaster. She and her
did.
friends did not sleep 48 hours in advance, just anticipating
They were pumped.
all the things. In the 3rd year, the park is very small.
Yes, yeah. So it was funny, and then by the 8th grade year, this is the 3rd time you've done it, and it's sort of like we've kind of seen
They
the
were
show.
they were so desperate that they came to the Wild West theater show.
They were bored, and I said to Evangeline, "We're going to the stunt show because
Yeah.
that's what old people do. You guys want to come?" She goes, "I guess we'll be there."
Yeah, and it's funny about the Wild West theater show that they have there.
Yeah.
It's this action thing, and it's shootouts, and there's always a show.
Yeah.
It's a different show, quote unquote,
A little bit-
every year.
A little bit of story.
Like
This-
last year, they had a female sheriff, big
Yeah.
doings, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
This year, different
Now,
actors.
did you notice though the stunts were the same?
Yeah.
There's only
well,
3
there's the thing
things
is,
that the
so
set allows
your
for.
dad asked us about this when he was a kid. He went to Frontier City.
Is it been around?
It's been
Wow.
around that long.
Okay, no
and
offense, Dad,
they
but
were
wow.
doing the same stunt in 1960
Get out.
that they're doing now, and every storyline leads to this one stunt,
Yeah,
which is a
right. Mm-hmm.
3-story building in which a man is shot.
Yes.
And then he tumbles and falls to his death.
Yes, and the
onto a
first
cushion.
time you see it, so 3 years ago in 6th grade, you think the guy's literally going to die because he falls off this building. And then you realize that there's a mattress hidden by a fence. So
Yeah.
it's like a whole deal.
Same mattress from
Yes.
1960, though.
Yeah, and then by the 3rd year, the 8th graders are like, just do it.
Just die. Yeah, as the kids say, just no longer live.
Yes.
Just don't live anymore.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
And so, yeah, but
We're
to me,
tired.
I watch that guy fall every year and I'm thinking, dang, that looks like it hurts. I don't care what's
There's a
underneath you.
mattress, but it's still a long
If you're
way.
not caught on the wings of an angel, you're going to be feeling that.
But that's why the actors are college age. They're
Oh,
like
my
18, 19.
gosh.
They're there for some summer money.
I just think every time your neck's going to snap. It
It
doesn't
is.
matter what happens. Anyway,
Nope.
so we did
They always
that
find you.
last weekend.
And then there was Mother's Day.
And then there was Mother's Day.
And then there was another band Monday, orchestra Tuesday, and the award assembly today.
And then we still have to look forward to going to Silver Dollar City with,
Yes, with the band.
on
Now,
Saturday,
I
which
will
is
say-
3 hours there,
Yeah.
full day there, and
Right.
3 hours back,
Yes.
all in one day.
Now, I will say, though, that Silver Dollar City is a much bigger park. It's got some legit
It's a
roller
high
coasters.
concentration of bald knobbers and country music.
I know
Lots
that
of
Branson,
banjos.
I know that Branson freaks you out, and you get the shakes.
I do get the
But we
shakes.
don't have to go to the Bald Knobbers show. We don't have to see people play
I feel like
the
they're going to
fiddle.
force us.
No, we just go. We just enjoy it. We go see the shows like the old people do, and we send our text, y'all alive, about
Y'all
2
alive, you
o'clock,
good?
and then
Yeah.
that's it.
And then our daughter feels like she's getting over it because she rides the bus with her besties
Mm-hmm.
on the way down. And then at 5 o'clock, as they're gathering people and people look like warmed over death.
Yes, to get
and
back
they're
on
getting ready
school
to go on a
bus.
3-hour bus ride home, we
Yeah.
say, hey, want to ride with us in the air conditioning? We'll just take you home now. And she goes, yes. And we get home at 9 and they get home at midnight.
Yeah, it's because like we just go like the speed limit and stuff,
Oh,
and maybe a
man.
little over, and they're in a giant school bus. They're going 20 miles
And
an
then
hour.
on Sunday morning, it never fails, the
Mm-hmm.
day after, I wake up and I think, oh, thank you, Jesus, I'm here.
We've made it through the gauntlet.
We've made it to the gauntlet. I'm here on my own back porch with my own cup of coffee.
Yes.
And it's fantastic.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's stuff to be grateful for, kids.
We are, getting older. And like I said,
What?
I think that's the thing. As you get older, there's little things that stand out to you, little things that are important to you. Like, as many times as you can wake up in your own bed. In my 20s, I never cared about waking up in my own bed.
Whatever bed,
Just an
yeah.
adventure. Let's just do this.
Yeah.
Waking up in your own house, having your own cup of coffee and your own. I have my own special coffee mug. You have your own special coffee mug. It has
Yes.
its signature. We
Yeah.
have our own routine in the morning. We do this whole thing. And now we are doing a thing that only our grandparents ever did, only our grandmothers and aunts ever did. And this is our new thing.
I know
which
what
is
you're going to say.
Every time we go to one of these concerts, every time we go to
Events.
one of these award events, every
There's
time we just,
something that gets us
you
through.
don't want to do it. You don't want to go, and you need some little thing to carry you
Yes,
through.
yeah. We
And
sound
it's
like
not-
terrible parents. It's
It's
just
not
so
vodka.
many.
I'll just let you know because you
No.
can't do that and go to award ceremonies.
You
but
want a cocktail, but instead what do?
you get a piece of hard
A
candy.
piece of hard candy.
Would you like a piece of hard
Yeah.
candy?
So we have I found a special blend that's sugar free from the
Yeah,
Dollar Tree.
right.
And here's the thing, you're either going to die from, sugar or chemicals. So we are going
Pick your-
chemicals on the sugar
literally
free.
pick your poison.
Exactly.
Right.
And so I get the mixed bag of the sugar free candies. But this week I found something new that has really pulled us
Yeah.
through. What is it? What flavor?
Butterscotch.
I found a pack of butterscotch sugar free candy.
And it's amazing. And it
So good.
will, Twitter Pate, it will delight your soul.
I don't know why.
It feels like a vacation for your mouth. Like your body is in an award ceremony or
Yeah.
your third concert of the week.
Yes.
But your mouth is like in the Alps having butterscotch. And
It
it
is-
feels amazing.
I don't know why. It's like a life hack. It just makes things better.
It's like your mouth is going through a Walter Mitty experience where you're just in a different place.
Wow.
Remember Walter Mitty, the
No,
story?
man, I'm too young
Walter
for
Mitty was
that.
a thing where this guy, was in his day-to-day modern era experience, but every time he would get a down moment, his mind would go somewhere else and he'd be like a superhero or a spy or something like that. It's the thing we read like in middle school. I think it was
Okay.
a freshman year maybe. And it was Walter Mitty. In fact, Ben Stiller, I think, did some movie where it was like the Walter Mitty thing where he
Really?
became that character. I never saw it, but yeah, but Walter Mitty. So like you're in one place, but your
Yeah.
mind is another
and
place.
somehow that butterscotch candy
Takes
just
your
takes
mouth
you there.
to a Walter Mitty experience.
Yeah,
Yes.
I know. Well, here's the thing is, okay, there was this gentleman. I grew up in the Baptist church, as y'all know.
We'll get there, guys. Just stay with us.
Give us a minute. It's
I'm
been
just
a
telling
long
you right
day.
now, this is still the best part of your day, just listening to the stories. just stay with us.
Is May over yet? We're like, it's the 14th. Anyway, so there was a man at our church when we moved to Oklahoma, and his name was Lloyd Snitzer.
Oh, my gosh.
And he, when you're 11, he seemed about 94. He was probably our age, maybe a few years older, but he always wore a nice suit. And he had stuff in his pocket. You'd get arrested for this now, but he would always have...
You want a handful of candy,
I
kids?
mean, he'd put his hand in his pocket and he'd say, come over here. And you'd be like, hi, Mr. Snitzer. And the first time you're nervous, but he would want to shake your hand. And so you had to shake his hand and make eye contact. Hello, Mr. Snitzer. Happy Sunday to you.
feels scary.
But in the palm of his hand, he always had, what did he have? a hard candy. Yeah, it was so
They weren't
sweet.
loose M&Ms. They were actually
No, they were
individually
actually wrapped. And you were desperate. You were at church. You're already hungry.
Yeah.
And it would just be something like a peppermint. Or, hey, do you remember the ones that were wrapped like strawberries? The strawberry candies?
Absolutely.
That's
They
like
still make
Grandma's
those. Yeah,
favorite.
yeah.
So those that were always in my Grand's, on my Grand's coffee table in a
Generally
cut
like
glass
a,
dish.
It was either generally it was like a peppermint or was it
Or the strawberry
Werther's? Was
candy.
it Werther's candy?
I think those are too recent. The Werthers, yeah.
And
But
yeah.
we would all, and so we'd look for him and Mr. Schnitzer. So
I'm
I just
sure that's
decided
the
I was going
lure,
to be
yeah.
like that. And then our daughter said, "Mom, please, like I know you and Dad are into the hard candies right now, but please
Don't offer my friends hard
start
candy."
passing those out to my friends." And so that's what we did today.
Yeah, we did, and the kids love it.
They did
Yeah.
love it. All right.
That's not what you called, though.
Why did they call?
You know, the last time we spoke, we got onto a thing. Like we say, there are no straight roads.
Okay.
So we started a conversation the last time we met where we were talking about if you could relate a spiritual insight to your younger self that might help, what would it be? And it was a really interesting conversation. And so not surprisingly, when we got into that conversation, it started by saying, I think I would tell myself, don't take yourself so seriously. Don't beat yourself up so much. Don't try
You don't have to work so hard.
And you and I happen to be just very earnest people. And we felt, I think, the weight and the pressure of trying to save the world when we were younger. And so not surprisingly, when we said, what life lesson, what spiritual lesson would you like to convey to your younger self?
Yeah.
It was, hey, lighten up. It was, take it easy. And
or chill, bro.
chill, brah.
Yeah.
And so that was an interesting thing. And it is interesting that when you talk about that with people, you know, what would you tell your younger self?
Yeah.
This reoccurring theme of, hey, don't be so hard on yourself, keeps coming up. And part of that, I think, is this weird spiritual DNA we have where most of the time we feel like we're messing up. Like even right now, this month is just crazy, just so full of things and details and things you're trying to do to make things special and to carry the load and to volunteer and to make things happen for everybody.
Right.
And yet, at the end of most days, what you're left with is, I'm pretty sure I forgot something. I'm pretty sure I disappointed someone here. I'm pretty sure I didn't get this right. And so what you're left with is you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Do you think that's like human nature, human tendency? Or do you think because we have tried to live spiritual lives, we pile it on? Do you think the average person is struggling with that? Or is that something that because most people who listen to this are people who are people of faith or they're curious about that. Sometimes I feel like we put those heavy loads on ourselves, these expectations, to be the perfect whatever at a higher level maybe than other people do.
Well, it is an interesting, as we say, it's an interesting cocktail.
Or we're just touched.
It's an interesting cocktail to mix all the Americana with spirituality, and you can get to a lot of places.
Be the
there.
best that you can be.
Yeah,
or all that you can be.
Yeah, and so this whole thing about you can be anything, that's what we have in America. Anyone can be anything, and then you mix that with the spiritual context of you got to be something. You got to have a vision. You got to
destiny, passion, all that. Yeah, so it piles up. And so for us, it's particularly you go through busier times, and really you're doing a whole lot of extra things, but you can still in the day. When you try not, when you try to go to sleep and you try not to review the day because you just really need to sleep, but you can be looking over like, oh man, I should have been nicer to that person, or I didn't do this, or I should have brought flowers for them too.
Our failures tend to stand out far more. You know, like we've talked about this a lot. We host a lot of things, and you host parties, and you have people to the house, and all that kind of stuff, and you can spend 80 or 90% of your time doing the right thing. But at the end, when you're tired and you end up saying that thing or you get short with somebody, the lasting impression is not, oh, it was a great night. The lasting impression is, oh, I really screwed up when I got short with so-and-so.
Yeah.
When I was tired and I was at my last minute and I said what I said, I shouldn't have said that. Yeah. That's the thing that stays in you.
Do you remember when we used to do the Heart of Town Market when we when we right out of college after a year of working for a production company in Tulsa? we came back here, started our company, and then we started getting involved in downtown development. So we had this idea to start like a farmer's market. We called it Hardytown Market. It was really like a festival every Saturday. It had live music and art projects, and it was to make downtown feel alive again. So we did all that volunteer.
Yes.
So I would spend all week for free, like we weren't ever getting paid, coordinating all that, working with vendors, doing this whole thing, and you would too. We'd set it all up. We'd get up at 5 a.m. We
Oh my
gave the
gosh,
best years of our
yes, I
20s to that. Anyway, we were there doing all this stuff, and we'd have a big crowd, and people would come in from all over the city, and it was really cool. And I would get home, and instead of thinking, what a cool day, the things that would stay with me were the 2 or 3 times where this that I planned didn't work out right. Or I wasn't 110% friendly to this
vendor
rude
didn't
head.
get the right spot.
Exactly.
Or they didn't get to make the sales they wanted to.
It could tank my entire day.
Oh,
and
we would
we'd have to process it.
Every Sunday would end up being like a hangover.
Yeah.
And you'd be left over with this emotional hangover from the people that you felt like you disappointed or you did disappoint in the process.
And what's funny is I think that, I know there are other people that relate to that. I think that we have in some ways gotten better about that. Like I can do events now and just be like, let it go. I'm human. It's okay. But we still get to the end of the day, especially when things are particularly challenging, and the things that will stick out if we don't take time to try to correct it are the couple of failures we have because, we're not Jesus.
Yeah.
We are human. And same with you when you're getting ready to go to sleep.
Oh, absolutely. And that's, I think, in this conversation we had the last time we met on Mystics, led us into this place, which I think is really interesting, which is, what would it be like if you reframed your day by asking yourself, what are 3 to 5 things that I did right today? What are 3 to 5 things that I did well today? What are 3 to 5 good things that I did in this day?
So in essence, you're flipping the script on yourself.
Yeah. And it's interesting. And at first, sometimes it's a struggle. Like we've been practicing this a little bit over this last week or two since we met for Mystics again. And I've tried to develop that into a habit. And it's really interesting when you take a minute, either at the beginning of the day or the end of the day, to say, okay, what are 3, like for me, I end up doing it in the morning. So it's usually it's the day yesterday that I start reviewing. I say, okay, yesterday I had this, and this, and then I saw this person and I did this. And I actually handled that well.
Yeah.
I conveyed love or affection, or I was concerned about another person, or I did that well. And it's really, at the end of it, you're like, oh, I did do a lot of good stuff yesterday. I did do some things really well.
Yeah.
And it's an amazing thing. So like we were joking about, we had this conversation on the last Mystics, and then we ended up having the same conversation at Dreamers on the Friday night after that.
Okay.
And we actually handed out little cards that just said 3 things.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, put this on your nightstand, put this next to your coffee cup. Do this so this kind of becomes a habit for you. And reviewing your day, think about the things you did well.
Yeah.
And so, like, for example, the thing that happened to me after Mystics last time we were together, we had this conversation that same night. We were at a place and I saw somebody that we've known for like 30 years, and the person's kind of a mess, and there's kind of borderline homeless, and hygiene is not a real concern for them.
Oh yeah,
and
they own lots of pets,
so they smell. And I'm not trying to be judgmental. I'm just giving you the picture. They smell like cat urine and cigarette smoke.
Yes,
and it's potent. It's a strong.
It'll take over a room.
Oh, it'll burn your eyes. And. But we've known this person for a long time.
And
they have a great
them.
deal of affection for us.
Yes.
And they always want to do the hug. And
Big hug.
the smell is so strong and so potent that A, you have to hold your breath when you do the hug.
Yeah.
And B, you walk away smelling.
It's
like
going to
them.
linger on your clothes.
Yeah. And so the night after we did the Mystics podcast, I show up, I see this person, and they're like 15 feet away, and they just spread their arms and start walking to me, arms open wide, and the hug is coming.
Big hug.
And I, in a moment, have to make a decision, and something, I think probably because we just talked about this in the podcast, I made a decision, and I just smiled.
Yeah.
I said, hey, there you are. And then I went in for the full, not even the side hug, not even the defensive hug. I went in for the full frontal body hug.
You did the full velocity hug.
Yeah, held my breath. And then we gave them the hug. They felt special. I told them how great it was to see them.
Yeah.
And do the whole thing. And then I was thinking the next morning, that's a 3 thing. That's
Okay.
one of my things. I preferred someone else. I made someone else feel good about themselves. I put their feelings and emotions ahead of my personal comfort, and that's something that I handled
so cool.
well. Yeah.
It reminds me of, like, we talk about gratitude a lot, which, by the way, I need to get mine back on during May. But yeah, that is another way that we end up flipping the script. You've got all these things that are happening, especially in challenging times. But if you say, but what is good, and you flip it in your mind and you focus on that, it can reframe your experience. And so to me, this, like, the 3 things is kind of like that. You've got a day, especially when it's a challenging time, all these things are happening. And yes, you may have not been perfect in all these ways, but what were some good things that you did? And it's not, I mean, to me, the concept, it's not self-congratulatory, like, you're so great, good job, you hug this person. The point is, it reframes in a positive way the good things that came from the day. And I find it's also encouraging because, believe it or not, if we say that we're people that are believers, it should change our behavior.
Right. Yeah.
And I don't think everybody else signs on for that, but we try to do that. And so I think it can be encouraging when you remind yourself of some good things, because you think, oh my gosh, look, there has been some change in me. I'm not the jackass that I was.
Well, you are, but that's not the point.
I'm less of a jackass than I was 15 years ago.
Yes.
I'm getting a little bit better. And I, in the Christian tradition, we would say, maybe I look a little bit more like Jesus. We say we want to model ourselves after how he treated people with kindness, love, and acceptance. Yeah. And so when you find yourself in the situations like you did with the full frontal hug, I'm impressed.
Thank you.
It encourages you because you say, I think maybe I have changed a little bit, instead of here's all the things I did wrong.
Well, and not just that. I think that it also it acts like a fertilizer. When you go back and you say, okay, in review, I actually handled this pretty well. In review, I actually did this well. In review, I checked on the person who needed to be checked on. I reached out to the person. I was concerned about someone else's needs or whatever. Seeing that and acknowledging that and connecting with that ends up becoming a fertilizer, I think, at some level for the future.
That's cool.
And we end up, quote unquote, bearing more fruit because we become aware. So in the week or two since we did the last Mystics podcast and kind of started talking about this, and I've tried to make this a habit, I become more aware throughout my day. I'm like, oh, this is my opportunity to do something good. Oh, this is my opportunity to do this right. Oh, this is the thing where tonight when I review this, or tomorrow morning when I review this day, this is going to stand out to me as something I managed to handle the right way.
Yeah,
and that's
cool.
Really encouraging. So it creates this awareness in us. So I think that's the value of even something as quirky or stupid as this little card that we handed out at Dreamers. Mm-hmm. It just said 3 things, because it does create an awareness. It does help make something a habit, and you say, "Oh, okay, I'm going to do this. And it also reshapes my own self-awareness, where I don't always feel so bad about myself. I think, oh, actually, I'm doing pretty good, and I'm going to do some more good as I go through this day." Yeah,
because good begets good.
Absolutely.
When you see good, you think, I'm doing okay. I'll do more of that, instead of, you're stupid. Why can't you get it together every day? Right. Which is we talk about everybody has voices in their head, or we talk about the script or the tape, like the cassette tape that just rolls. Yeah. So we all have struggles with certain things that we're going to be self-critical about. And so if you can try to find places where you're doing okay, I did this so well, maybe, perhaps, we can start seeing ourselves in a little bit better light. Makes it easier to combat the voice.
Absolutely.
As we say. So.
Well, and that the odd thing about that voice is where we feel bad about ourselves, or we feel guilty, or we feel lesser than, or whatever, that easily bleeds into a self-focus. Oh, I can't go and do this work. I can't encourage this person because I'm too busy feeling like a schmuck. And
that's what's diabolical about it.
Yes.
You're down on yourself, and it keeps you from doing the good and loving the way that you should, because you're so focused on yourself. It seems like counterintuitive, right? Like, well, I'm over here flogging myself so I can be more spiritual. But the truth is, you're just thinking about yourself.
It's kind of marketing 101. If you try to get someone to support a cause, or to support a group, or to give or donate to somebody, it's one thing to let people know of the need, which is important. But it's another thing to say, here's how we're solving this. Here's what we're doing to overcome this. Here's how we're, and then you think, I want to give into that. Everybody wants to give into a winning team.
Yeah.
And so if someone is being successful at addressing an issue or problem, you say, yeah, let's do more of that. Let's increase that success. Well, it's the same thing for us. If we become oriented to the things that we're doing well, to the fact that we're actually accomplishing good things, that we're actually bearing quote unquote good fruit, then that makes us want to do more of that.
Yeah.
And it's a powerful tool in that process.
Yeah, it's cool. And then also, if you're in a relationship with somebody, this could be a spouse, it could be a family member, it could be a close friend. There have been days where, because we've been trying this, and you'll say to me, "What's something good that you did today?"
Yeah.
And sometimes it'll be hard for me to be like, I don't know, and you'll be like, well, let me tell you what I saw that you did that was good.
Yeah.
And so you can help each other.
Absolutely.
So if you have a friend or somebody that you're in close, relationship with, you see each other a lot, you can say, hey, you know what I noticed today? I mean, that's something that we try to do for our kids, right?
Yes.
Like on a good day, what do they say? You want to see the good. I mean, it's easy with kids to be like, hey, your room looks like crap. There's this, da-da-da-da. But, I know what it was. They used to say this in elementary school. I caught you doing good. And do you remember that?
Yeah.
I caught you doing good.
They never said that to me, but yeah, I heard other people say it.
But the idea was that the teacher, a lot of times has to get on to kids like, you didn't turn in your work, I can't read your penmanship, whatever. But instead, if you see a kiddo that helped somebody up when they fell on the playground, they'd say, I caught you doing good. I saw you help Trevor up off the playground.
Right.
So we're doing that in essence for ourselves and for people that we love. I caught you doing good. You're not such a schmuck after all.
So, Mystics, if you have the chance, if you don't have one of our cards, make yourself a little card that you can put by your nightstand or by your coffee cup or whatever. It just says 3 things or 3 to 5 things, whatever. But get in this habit of recognizing, acknowledging, seeing the good you've done in a day. Because I promise you, if you create some awareness in this, you will actually do more good. You will actually become more aware of this. And it's not about being braggadocious or any of those kind of things.
Braggadocious.
It's about creating awareness of good and acting like a fertilizer to do more good in the process. And it really is effective. So we encourage you to do that. We also encourage you to listen to the Hope for Humans podcast. Mm-hmm. There was a particularly good one that we talked about last week about truth, and I think it's really important. It's an important conversation. So is there more than one truth, I think is the name of the episode. Yeah. Listen to that. It's important, and it's worth having a conversation with other people about.
Yes.
And then also, we are getting together for one last Dreamers before our summer break, rather.
Okay.
And that's on June 19th. Mm-hmm. So make plans. They'll be here in the Ville. Make plans to join us on June 19th for the last Dreamers before our summer break.
Yes. You'll meet interesting people, open-hearted, open-minded people. You'll feel encouraged about life. Maybe you'll find some new people that can help remind you of the good you're doing. And, my guess is you guys who are listening are doing a lot better than you think you are.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And we did well. This was good.
I'm so proud of us.
Yeah.
Everyone's live? Yay.
Yeah. Thanks, Mystics. We'll see you on our next episode.
See you then.
Peace out.
Thanks for listening. Please like, subscribe, and share this episode. And remember, continue this conversation with someone you know. This is Pioneer Dream.